Hey, this is Marcus from Planet Wild, and this is your one-year update from our food forest mission in Senegal. Let's see what happened. How has the project progressed since last year?
Planet Wild has helped us achieve so much in our projects in Senegal for the farmers that we work with. And so the Planet Wild community has helped us reach more farmers. And we're seeing the forest garden approach really take root in these communities where we work, and farmers are able to completely restore and revitalize their degraded farmland and are finding that they are able to rely on farming as a really strong source of income and food for their families, which is not what they were seeing before.
How did the Planet Wild community funding help the project?
In the past year, we have worked with 1,067 farmers in Senegal. Those farmers have planted 2 million trees on their own land in their own forest gardens. So it's directly benefiting them and their families. And that number is 21,000 plus people have benefited from the forest garden approach in Senegal within the last year. So that impact is directly tied to the support that the Planet Wild community has provided. Planet Wild directly, your funds resulted in 62,144 trees planted in the last year. And that's absolutely fantastic for the farmers that we serve and the change that we're trying to make on the ground.
Why is the project still important?
When you visit with these farmers and their families and see the day-to-day difference that this work is making, it's it's astounding. A farmer who was relying previously on solely peanuts, where we work, it's in what is called the peanut basin in West Africa. What has happened, and happens all over the world, is farmers have really leaned in to a monocrop approach. So we know peanuts grow well, we know maize grows well in this climate, so we'll just grow a lot of that and figuratively put all our eggs in one basket. So a forest garden farmer in Senegal, before joining the program, was just growing peanuts. Well, if that crop failed, that farmer lost everything for that season or that year. We've been able to help farmers plant all of these trees, look at their land strategically, think about how they can bring it back to life, how they can revitalize it through thoughtful, nature based solutions, working with the land rather than trying to clear it and plant as much of one crop as they could, but really thinking about, okay, well, if we might not get rain for several months in a row, what is a drought tolerant crop that I could grow that could really make it through if the rains are late? Or what is selling in market right now in Senegal that people really want to see, that's a good crop for me to grow so that I could sell it and then send my sons and daughters to school. And we are so grateful for this community being able to help put the forest garden approach in more hands in Senegal so that we're able to pass this knowledge on and really make a lasting impact in these farming communities.
What challenges did you encounter?
In agriculture, the biggest global challenge is water access. Either not enough water, too much water, water at the wrong time. And in Senegal and much of West Africa, the huge challenge is the dry period, the periods of drought. The challenges that we have seen over the last couple decades are changing weather patterns brought on by climate change. So the dry period and the rainy season are not as predictable as they once were. And to combat that, forest garden farmers are taught to diversify what they grow so that if the rains don't come on time, or if the temperature was higher than we predicted, they will be able to succeed despite those challenges. Soil loss is a global issue and threat. We are losing topsoil at an alarming rate. That is directly tied to industrial farming and monocrop agriculture. By planting the same thing over and over again, by clear cutting forests to make way for monocrop agriculture, that is having a direct impact on the soil structure. And when it rains and floods, or when there's a windstorm, that topsoil is carried away. and with it, all of the nutrients, all of the really beneficial microscopic communities that live in that soil. When we work with farmers, there are soil challenges across the regions where we work. In Senegal specifically, something that we have been seeing is the saline or salt content is too high in the soil. And so, what the training staff are working on right now, they're working with farmers to test out different soil solutions. So, that's what we call soil amendments. And so, the team are trying to introduce different soil amendments, whether they're experimenting with compost piles or different additives that are all natural, right? So, you can use charcoal, bones, you can use all of these different things to introduce into the soil to try to strategically make that soil better for growing the crops that we need to grow. But in Senegal, it's really exciting to see the strides that the staff are making and being able to implement these new techniques with forest garden farmers and seeing what works and what doesn't work and really workshopping that and troubleshooting so that the farmers are able to succeed long term.
How did the mission video impact your work?
Everyone was talking about the Planet Wild video. It was just the best thing. My team was so excited about it, but then more critically from outside and awareness for the work that we do, it was hugely important seeing traffic come to our site tied to your community, seeing more people interested about learning about the forest garden approach. We absolutely see that connection. And so to have Planet Wild's video out there educating more people and getting more people excited about the work that we do is invaluable, and we really appreciate it, and thank you all.
Any closing thoughts?
It is so easy to feel overwhelmed by fill in the blank on our planet today. And by being here with us at Trees for the Future as a member of the Planet Wild community, you are having a direct measurable impact on people and our planet. You see the impact that is made when you visit the farm. You can look at these before and after aerial shots of a farm that was completely degraded and really not producing much at all. And then just a year or two later, the green mass that is there, that's growing, that's thriving, is so reassuring that what we are doing is working. But then when you talk with the farmer themselves, you know that what you're doing is worthwhile because she or he tells you, this changed my life. I can send my children to school. We're not hungry. We go to bed with a full belly. We're able to access healthcare for that family member who, had a chronic illness that we really weren't sure about the future, and now that person is able to get the care that they need. We just want to thank you for making that possible and for being here with us.